Horsham District Football, the excitement of last week, a big win for the Jeparit Rainbow Stormers, and a bloke who's just been out doing pre-season training. I think he's had a couple of laps of the new Rainbow Lake, a swim there and keeping himself fit and active. It's Big Peter Weir. How are you, Weary?
Yeah, good, thanks, Wayne. That was a few weeks ago. The weather is quite good this week, but not quite warm enough to be swimming in the Rainbow Lake. But that was a great addition to the town over the summer and got plenty of use, which is great for the locals.
Good for the locals. Hey, is Heath Clugston, has he found himself out there yabbying yet?
No, but I'm sure it's on his hit list, Flowman. He doesn't mind a few yabbies, as a fair few locals do.
Beautiful said, and nicely protecting that great man who's very much they've got too much work to do down the butcher shop to be out yabbying. But Narrajua Quantong had plenty of work and they got it done over Laharam, 19-15 to 2-4. Workmanlike performance by the Red and Blacks.
Yeah, I think that signals they're well and surely going to be back in contention this year, Flowman, and they would have been keen to start the season on a positive note after losing their way a little bit last year, and they did that against Laharam.
I loved seeing this result. The Kaniva United 12-11, 83. The Swifts from Stall 12-8, 80. It is 208 kilometres from Kaniva to Stall, and they drove home those 208 kilometres rejoicing, those Cougars.
Yeah, they would have been very, very happy with that result, and I bumped into Scotty Carey during the week, who's a three-time Dalla medalist in the league, Flowman, so he knows a bit about the Stall boys and the opposition, and he commented that, Kaniva's recruits all played pretty well, and I think you'll find they're probably their best six players on the day to help their team get over the line. And
this was a big start for the Pimperneo Tigers and for Clint Burdett's fortunes. He has 13-7-85. The Lakers 11-8-74, but I think both these sides are the two big improvers this year.
Yeah, the win's probably better than it looks on paper. I think Taylor's Lake are looking to push up the ladder this year, and Pimp will be very happy that they didn't let that one slip at home. And I think on a negative note for the Taylor's Lake team, though, possibly their new ruckman recruit and maybe even their full forward both suffered pretty bad injuries in that game, Flowman. So as luck can go your way and against you, it doesn't seem like the Taylor's Lake boys have much luck there in their first game.
No. Dylan Bates with 6 and Jason Wesley with 3. As you mentioned, the two big recruits are doing very well, and having a look at the Edenhope and having a look at Harrow Balmoral 15-18, 108. It was a big performance over the Keys, 3-3-21. What's happening at the Red and Blue?
Yeah, well, as we know, Harrow are just seasoned performers, Flowman, so the result doesn't surprise me there, and it's probably just a welcome to footy season for the Kalkee boys, but I'm sure they'll look to bounce back this weekend against us.
Could be just like the Big Peter Weir pre-season down at the lake for the Keys boys also. Might not have had too much training under their belt just yet. That could be where it's at, Weary.
I think, with Stewie Farr, no doubt, he would have got the boys fit. There has been a change in coach, so maybe the fitness hasn't been quite as solid as usual, Flowman, but they're a quick running side, so it won't take them long after a quick blowout to regain that fitness, I don't think. All
right. We've got a draw, and what about this from the Natty Mac Sheep Paddockers, 6-13-49 over with Rapania, both 6-13-49. It was even Stevens. It was almost like a bidding auction down at Natty Mac's showground. No one went home with anything.
Yeah, it's amazing. Natty Muck seem to have at least one draw every season, Flowman, and they've already had one in the first round this year. So, but they would have been obviously really hoping to get the win, and they let in a lot of that game, but to still draw even with last year's premiers is a positive start for their club. And
a great performance from your blokes down at Edenhope. They were 15-15, 105 to 11-7, 73, but I did see that they kicked a few goals in the last quarter of the Saints, so I reckon your performance is an even better one when you look at the three-quarter time position.
Yeah, from all reports, 6 new recruits played really well and all big ticks for them, Flowman, so that was a positive start. And to bring so many new players into the team and then gel so quickly was also a big positive. And on a wet day to score so heavily, I think Scotty Driscoll's got a real attacking game plan in place for the team. So look for Jeparit Rainbow to be playing some attacking and attractive football to watch, and that's probably why it was high scoring both ways, and we might have got opened up a little bit going the other way in that last quarter. But an exciting exciting result to start the season.
Oh, well said from Weir. In the reserve grade for you blokes, that you came out and got 3 points. The only problem was the locals kicked 23-14. I know there was a bit of a job to rustle up a team for the Storm. There was a bit of a talk that there may not even be a side, but at least you got one out on the field. It got nailed.
Yeah, I think the positive was we put a team out there, Flowman, and everyone got through uninjured. So that's all we really needed out of that game. And I think this week we'll touch on it, but there's 10 or 11 back in the reserves team, and it'll be a totally different outfit that takes on Kalkee.
What about this result for the 17s? It's a thrilling one, 6-13, 49 to 4-5, 29. And Weir, you've got a good side here, I think, in this grade.
Yeah, great to see a few of the boys who have done the senior pre-season. Played really well in that game. I know they were behind early, but Tommy Long's instilled so much confidence into the team that they soon bounced back after that quarter-time deficit and, finished the better on the back of some good work from Will Fisher and Jamie Ackerman.
Yeah, and Bronny Effort and Ryder Gould are both getting amongst it with a couple of big sausage rolls for the day that they would have got from the Bow Bakery with a bit of pastry around them. I'll tell you what, this was a good result too, though, and it came out for the very, very good junior kids out at Edenhope Apsley. 6-12-48 over Jeparit Rainbow 2-1-13, but still, I think that Edenhope have got a good bunch of kids at this age, and I think your score's probably a good effort.
Yeah, the last couple of years, Edenhope have definitely bounced back in the junior grades, and our boys have lost a few with going up to the under-17, so it's a bit of a new-look under-14 team, but yeah, I think they'll still win more games than they lose this year, Flowman, and look for Lenny Weir to be on the top of the best players list a lot during the year.
Well, I reckon Subby was there on the weekend. Caleb Heinrich, Ryder Gould, Baxter Statanowski and Hugo Gould got amongst it. All right, it's at Jeparit. Anything happening this week after your first home game at Sir Robert Menzies Park? Is there a function of any sorts?
No, it's just a chance to meet and greet the new players and catch up with everyone again that we haven't seen over the pre-season and summer break, Flowman. And then, after our second home game, we'll go into a quiz night. But, this weekend's just a chance for people to catch up and hopefully celebrate a good day's football and netball.
All right, now the games, senior footy here for your tips. Edenhope Apsley play Taylors Lake at the Dock Lake, a long road trip for the Saints and a tough one, but maybe they can get the points if Taylors Lake have lost their two big recruits.
Yeah, I think Edenhope will win this. If Taylors want to play finals, they're going to have to beat teams like Edenhope, but I don't think it'll happen this weekend.
Harrow Balmoral against the drawn Natimak United side. They must have some improved players on their list to draw against Rupp, so I think it'll be a good game for these near neighbours.
Yeah, I think they'll feel each other out early, but as the day wears on, Harrow will be too good.
Match of the round status, this one. The Cougars at Conniva, in front of the painted silo. They'll take on Pimpernio, and when these Pimpernio boys arrive with the big ruckman there in Macanelli, it's going to be a big game of football, but I reckon that the Cougars can win at home.
Yeah, I think you'll have to go with the Cougars' home ground advantage, but both teams will be staring down the barrel of going 2-0, which is something both these teams wouldn't have had for a fair few years. So a chance for both clubs to get off to a great start, but I'll be picking Conniva to be that club.
All right, it's Anzac weekend, but this is the Grampians Cup. It's the Swifts versus Laharam.
Yeah, Swifties are always too good for Laharam. I think that'll be the case again this weekend.
Rupp play Naradua Quantong at Rapanyup. Can the Panthers regain some form and with this beat the Bomber boys?
I think a lot of the eyes around the league will go to the results of this game. We know Naradua Quantong are a great side on their day, and it'll be interesting just to see whether Rapanyup are going to be as powerful as they were last year. So tough to pick a winner, and in a close one, I'll stick with Rapanyup at home. I
reckon every year we've done the Horsham District Report, where it's been that the Keys would start favourites over Jeparit Rainbow Storm. This year, I'm going to say you are the favourites at home at Sir Robert Menzies Park to beat the Keys.
Thanks, Flowman. It's always been a great tussle. Sometimes we've gone into the game with a team where we should win, and they've probably blown us off the park. And then last year, I know we had a lot out, and we brought the really good footy. They still got on top of us, but I'm expecting a close game against the Kalkee boys. We know what they like to bring. They bring a lot of run and pace, and especially the Jeparit Oval is a great oval for that style of footy. But in saying that, our 6 recruits have all got games based around that fast-moving footy and skills through the midfield. So it should be a different matchup to what it has been the last few years, with a bit more pace on the Jeparit Rainbow side of things. And yeah, hopefully we can take it right up to the Kalkee boys, who we know bring their best footy against us, and yeah, come away with a win.
Oh, it's going to be a ripper. Peter Weir's been doing that pre-season, swimming down at the new lake. He's been named in the side. I'll tell you what, there's going to be a big crowd. What about the reserves? Can you rebounce back after what was a terrible week last week, not being able to get a side on the park, but in the end getting just the players enough to put that side out?
Yeah, I think we'll go full circle in the reserves, Flowman, and come away with a win against a usually strong reserves outfit from Kalkee.
Wow, okay. And what about the 17s? The Keys boys come into this match, and your lads had a very good win in third place on the ladder. The Keys are down in 10th, so they start favourites.
Yeah, I think our boys, why not back them at home? It's great for them to get the opportunity to play on their home ground as well. And I think, why not go with our boys to win the under-17s?
Well, last week, both sides in the under-14s, Kalkee in 8th place, Jeparit Rainbow 9th. So this is really close on the table. I wonder whether it'll be close on the field and a chance for your lads at home.
Yeah, hopefully Nathan Cox. I see the boys trained extra late last night, so he's probably got a few little things he wanted to work on after the round one performance, Flowman, and yeah, I'm sure the boys will appreciate a bit of a sleep in rather than a trip down to Edenhope, and that might be enough to get them over the line in the under-14s.
Yeah, I reckon the boys will be making sure that they get a celebratory pie from the Bow Bakery if they win the 14s this weekend. And it's great to talk to you, Weary. I know that you've got yourself coming back into the side, so you better get back to the lake to get that pre-season swim in place, and we'll catch up with you.
No worries, mate. I think the only thing I'll be swimming in sweat this weekend.
Peter Weir on the Horsham District Football League report and the Jeparit Rainbow Storm.